Getting great cheap mice built for competitive gaming is no longer a pipe dream with our top picks. Number 1. HyperX Pulsefire Haste Gaming Mice. The HyperX Pulsefire Haste's standout trait is its lightweight design. As the best cheaper sports mouse, it's pretty small and weighs in at just over 2 ounces thanks to its honeycomb chassis. Some manufacturers make ergonomic concessions to hit those measurements, but the Pulsefire Haste manages to stay comfortable and drop down to an sports-grade fighting weight. It feels best when used with the claw grip, but isn't so small that you can't use it with a palm grip, as long as it fits your hand. The Pulsefire Haste's PixArt 335 sensor tracks at up to 16,000 dpi and is accurate at up to 450 inches per second, so your speedy hand movements will translate to accurate in-game actions. The mouse also performs well in lower DPI settings, which you can swap to on the fly to suit your gameplay needs at a given moment. The internal memory stores up to 5 DPI presets and RGB profiles, which are programmed with HyperX's Ingenuity desktop app and cycled through with the DPI button just behind the RGB lit scroll wheel. If you need more than the 5 the mouse saves locally, the desktop app can also store additional mouse profiles on your PC with their own presets. To be fair, a set of adjustable DPI presets is a ubiquitous gaming mouse feature these days, but the Pulsefire Haste is one of those rare mice with a spec sheet that punches above its weight. Number 2. Corsair Harpoon RGB Wireless Gaming Mice. As the best wireless gaming mouse on our list, Corsair's Harpoon RGB Wireless has excellent specs and features for a $60 mouse, making it our best splurge. The PixArt PMW 335 sensor tracks up to 10,000 dpi, and there are buttons to quickly bump the DPI up or down by 200 DPI increments. It gets a very healthy 40 hours of battery life and offers 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth wireless connectivity, giving you the freedom to choose between a more stable connection and a more power-efficient one. It also allows you to connect it to more devices, including phones. The Harpoon RGB Wireless' only potential drawbacks as in a sports mouse are its weight and size. The mouse weighs 3.65 ounces due to the internal battery and wireless sensors, and if you plug in its charging cable, the whole thing jumps to 5.11 ounces. In either configuration, the Harpoon RGB Wireless will feel a bit heavier compared to a wired sports mouse and even some of its wireless competitors. Number 3. SteelSeries Rival 3 Wireless Gaming Mice. The Rival 3 Wireless is the best cheap gaming mouse for traveling. Its signature feature, an incredible 400-hour battery life, makes it the right pick for gamers on the go. It only lasts that long in high-efficiency mode, which reduces the mouse's polling rate. But even without that, you're still getting an incredible amount of usage on a pair of that's right, like many less expensive wireless mice. The Rival 3 requires disposable batteries for power. While not ideal, the incredible amount of time you get from them is hard to pass up. The SteelSeries Rival 3 Wireless TrueMove Air sensor boasts a maximum 18,000 dpi, which is better than most other $50 mice. For connectivity, the Rival 3 supports either Bluetooth or 2.4 GHz wireless, so you can pair the mouse with just about any device and keep room for other cordless peripherals. There is one drawback to the Rival 3's fully wireless nature, however, it's relatively heavy. The batteries and wireless components in the mouse ups its weight to 3.74 ounces. If you can sacrifice some battery life, SteelSeries wisely engineered the Rival 3 Wireless to work just fine on a single AAA battery, which brings the weight down to 3.14 ounces. Could it be lighter? Sure, but a little extra weight is a compromise you have to make to go wireless. Number 4. Roccat Burst Pro Gaming Mice. The Roccat Burst Pro is similar to the other mice on this list in many key ways. It's a 6-button device aimed at sports players, with a small handful of extra features like RGB lighting and programmable buttons, and wired USB connectivity. It's a pretty standard gaming mouse. However, its overall performance and specs make a big leap, even though it only costs $10 more. The Burst Pro features Rockat's custom MAULI sensor, which is essentially a retooled PixArt PMW3389, with tracking that tops out at 16,000 dpi and stays accurate at up to 400 inches per second. In practice, the Burst Pro's in-game performance feels like a much more expensive mouse. It also sports Rockat's Titan optical mouse switches, rather than mechanical switches, which minimize input lag and increase button durability. At 2.33 ounces, it's definitely a competitive contender, too. It's also a sharp, distinctive-looking mouse. It has a dual-layer chassis that includes a honeycombed plastic inner layer and a smooth, transparent plastic outer shell with a matte finish, which creates a pleasing soft glow effect when the internal RGB lights shine through. It's a great fit for any player's gaming PC battle station. Number 5. Logitech G203 LightSync Gaming Mice. The Logitech G203 LightSync is a very simple, 6-button gaming mouse. At $40, however, one of the least modern mice you can get from a top manufacturer. While Logitech definitely held back in places to hit the G203 LightSync's $40 price point, the device still performs exceptionally well. The sensor's maximum resolution is a respectable 8,000 dpi and is accurate at up to 200 inches per second. Sure, that lags behind higher-end mice that are twice the price, but squares up well against most other options in the same sub-$50 range. The G203 LightSync definitely falls within the general sizing standards of esports mice and is best used with the claw grip, but it's tall enough to accommodate palm grip users, too. However, it's heavier than most wired models at 2.86 ounces, so you won't get the full benefits of the tinier form factor an esports mouse is meant to confer. If there's anything missing from the G203 LightSync compared to the other options on this list, it's onboard memory. The G203 LightSync can't store DPI presets internally to use on any device. You can still save them on your PC with the G-Hub app, though, so it may not seem like a huge loss. It's very basic, but it's the best version of basic you can get at such a low price,